What about winter? Do you think we should take some special care during winters for the dog?
Yeah, winter dogs are mostly vulnerable towards the respiratory diseases and some of the specific skin diseases, such as the bacterial as well as fungal infection, also dandruff and the dryness of the fur and coat. So that is very prevalent in dogs during winter. Appetite wise, their appetite will increase during the winter. Because so the metabolic rate during the winter it goes higher. So it needs, because to combat the cold, it has to generate a lot of heat in the body.
Right.
So it needs more energy, more calorie. So the metabolic rate goes high. So and it becomes like more. The appetite increases. So winter and summer, that's the difference. So you can it becomes easier for a dog to in terms of food, it becomes easier to manage. So you can add lots of food, any type of food, he will accept it, and consumption rate will be high, and metabolic rate is high, digestibility is also high, so the dog will remain healthier during winter. But only problem is the skin problem, which is the mostly the dryness of the skin, then the fungal infection. As I already talked about, the black skin disease, the yeast infection, it flares up during winter. A lot of fungal infection, so we have to take care of that.
Okay. Do dogs grow fatter in winter, ma'am?
Pardon?
Do they become fat in winter?
Yes, that is another issue, obesity. Because of the high rate of consumption of food, they are more vulnerable to the obesity. Provided if you are not giving them adequate quantity of the socialization or this exercise. So there has to be, because naturally consumption rate is high, so you have to balance it with the exercise. That is another thing.
Okay.
So, and also weather in the winter is always much better than the summer. So the providing them exercise becomes much easier during winter. Management, I believe, is much easier during the winter.
Okay. So is there any dietary changes which we need to be sure of during summer and winter time? So I mean, is it like in the summertime we should give them less fat, and in the winter time maybe the fat content should increase in the food? Would you agree with me on this, ma'am?
Within the range, the fat could be adjusted as less or more, but it has to be within the range. So in the winter, oil percentage, like we can provide them with the better quality oil in the food. But because the heat generation, the body needs to generate heat, so consumption level has to be high and calorie level has to be high. So that could be provided to their food during the winter. So that is not an issue. But in summer, the fat content should be always lower, and the food should be also should contain little higher quantity of water in it. I know, as we discussed about, like bone broth and the smoothies and all that should be provided. But in winter, we can go for little drier side of the food, like canned food or the fresh food also, with little less quantity of water in it, a little more fat, good quality protein. Protein should not always be compromised with, because in the winter, if the quality of the protein it degrades, it will again create a lot of problem, like immunity related problems. So protein is must in every case.